light, let's get it. Green light, let's get it. Green light, let's get it. Green light, let's get it. I'm the future, I'm in it. Check score, I'm winning. Green light, let's get it. I just win, 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 win. I'm on 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Hello, I'm Himothy. I got the recipe. I got the flow. I got the remedy. I know they do. I know they envy me. Feet on the floor. What they gonna say now? We came along from last place.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Joseph. I'm in the studio with Ella, and today we're going to be capturing a very beautiful portrait of her. I also want to walk you through the setup, the reason why I am choosing to modify my lights in certain ways. So we're going to start off with one light, and I'm going to show you the little things that you can do to enhance the look of your studio portraits. So the first thing that you will need obviously is going to be your main light source. Now this is the Flashpoint Explore 600, and I only have the 7-inch cone that comes with it attached to it currently, right? And it's on a stand, and I can reposition the light anywhere that I want. So I will just, she's already standing in front of the backdrop, so I'm going to leave that there, and I'll just look for where to position the light right now. And I will take a test shot. My camera settings, I'm at 1/160 f2.8 and ISO 400, and the flash is currently at 1/128. Okay, so if I take my first test shot, this is what I get. You can see that there are a lot of shadows present in the image right now. We have a very harsh light on here. I can decide to control it a little bit more by reducing my ISO to the base, which is 100, increase my shutter speed to 1/200, and then take another shot. Now by doing this, you'd see that the exposure on her skin is way better, but we've also darkened the shadows a lot more, and then we have some directional light, which is very, very obvious in the frame. If this is the look that you're going for, you can do that, but I'm going to show you a few things that you can do to improve this image. So the first thing I will want to do to improve it, just in case we want to maintain this lighting, is just make her step away from the backdrop. Now, if I make her do that, you can see that the shadow that's falling on the backdrop is going to disappear. So just take a few steps forward. Yeah, right there's fine. Okay, and I'm still going to put the light on here. I have the modeling lamp on this light on just so I have a sense of where the light is going to fall. And if I take a shot again, I'm going to try and keep the same frame as earlier. I haven't changed my camera settings, I haven't done anything, but you will see that we've been able to improve the shot. Now she's separated from the backdrop a lot more, and this is more pleasing to look at. What you can also do again to shape your light is to add a reflector. And these are really, really affordable, but they do a lot for your images. So I'm just gonna mount this on a stand. All right, so the position for these is not that difficult to figure out. I know that my light is coming in from this side, so I just put it on the opposite so that if there's any spill, it's going to bounce back and open up the shadows that were falling on the side of her face. So same frame, same camera settings, same lighting, nothing has changed. And now you will begin to see that we are opening up the shadows on her face a lot more. Now, because the reflector in itself is not a light source, if you have it further away from your subject, it won't bounce a lot of light. If this was an actual light itself, you can increase the power or decrease it depending on how much reflection that you want. So if I feel like it's not giving me enough of a reflection, I can just move it really close to her. And then let's just see what that does. Okay, just making sure that the light is really close is going to increase the amount of light that we are bouncing back and, filling the shadows with. All right, now by doing this, you will see that it is a lot stronger, but I don't want the intensity of the fill to be so much. You can either use the white, which is not going to bounce a very harsh light, because remember, our source is a harsh light, so it is going to bounce a harsh light back. So just bringing it back, make sure that the intensity isn't that much, but we still have a reflection of light that is reducing the shadows, right? Okay, so I will take another shot again. Yeah, there is some direction to the light. I really like the way it's looking. That's amazing. Now, for our second light, what I want to do is place this LED at the back, opposite to where my main light is coming from. So I'm gonna have the stand right here. You can see right now I'm just opposite the main light. And this is an LED, so I can see exactly where I'm putting it. You can adjust the height to determine where it's coming from. So if I want a little bit of spilling here, you can always do that. And don't be afraid to make adjustments to your lighting. If you feel like where you position it is not working, you can always adjust it. All right. Now you can see that we do have a little bit of separation in there. If you want to increase the intensity, you can do that. So I'm gonna give her this to hold and play with. Yeah, and for this one, she's just going to do her own thing. All right, oh, that's beautiful. Bring your chin down a little bit, yes. Let me just make sure I'm happy with the way everything is looking. Raise your chin up slightly, yes. And then turn your face more towards where the light is. And your body too, just a little bit, yes. Yes, perfect. Yes, and bring your eyes into the camera. Keep your face where it is. Then just bring your eyes into the camera, yeah. Yeah, that's nice. All right, so now you will see that so far we've been using this hard light to create this very interesting looking portrait. You have to be really precise with your hard lighting. I noticed that there was some shadow falling on her face, which I don't really like that much. If you really want to create very soft, very flattering light, then obviously you need to make your light source a lot bigger. And that's what this video is about. The reason why we keep adding modifiers to our lights is because we want to shape it. We want to create a certain look. And if a hard light in this case is not flattering the concept that we have going on, we can always change our modifier, right? So what I'll do is I'll take off this 7-inch cone. I'm going to put on the Small Rig LA90, which is a 90 cm softbox. If I put these side by side, you will see that this is very small and this is quite large, right? So this is going to give us a softer feel, but then we will go even larger. Now I have attached a softbox onto the light and we have a bigger light source now. Because this is also bigger, it's not going to be as punchy as we had when we were using the cone. And so if I just take a shot, you will see that we will be losing some amount of power. It's almost as if we were not lighting at all to begin with. So this means that I need to increase my light output. So from 1/128, I'm going to go to, let's say 32. We're still testing. We've not done the actual one yet. All right. So now you will see that we do have a better illumination compared to the one before. This is much softer. The shadows are not as defined as they were. I think maybe I went a little bit too much on the power, so I can go down to 1/32. And as you can see, I am not really sure of like the settings. It's not in my head that once I'm doing this, I need to be at this power on the flash or this on the ISO and things. I'm just experimenting, trying to figure out what is actually suitable for this image I'm trying to create. So this is the look that we're getting. Turn your face a little bit more towards the light. Yeah, perfect. Chin down a little. Yes. Okay, so making her face the light even gives us a better illumination. But I want to go even bigger because I want to create a really, really soft feel for this particular image. So I'm going to take off this modifier and then I'm going to go with my 60-inch softbox. So this is going to make the light source really, really huge, and this will create a very, very soft light source. Now that we have our 60-inch softbox, it's 60 inches, right? I think so. I said it first. Yeah. So now that we have our 60-inch softbox on there, let me take another test and see where we're at. Okay, we have lost power again, but now I can increase it just a little bit, or actually, yeah, let me increase the light a little bit and also open up my ISO to 160 and take another shot. Awesome. So now you will see that we've been able to create a really soft looking light on our subject. So that is what all these modifiers do. They help you shape the light, they give you control, and then just let you tell the story the way you want to with your lighting. All right, so now that I have my main light where I want it to be, I think the last thing I wanted to do was just adjust where this light was hitting. I wanted it to go a little bit higher into her hair so we have more separation. And then maybe just move this in slightly. So it's always a build-up. It's always like a combination of these minor tweaks that would give you the kind of images that you're looking for. All right. Okay, so final test to confirm. I think I really like the way it's looking now. Maybe my edge light is a little bit too strong, so I will tone that down from 13%. Let me just go to 6%. 4%. Okay. So now we're about to take our images, but also let me know in the comments down below which of these you like. Do you like the soft light from this large modifier, or do you like the harsh, dramatic look from the small modifier, or even the smaller softbox? Let me know in the comments. All right. Beautiful. Yes, soft and graceful. That's nice. Oh yeah, perfect. I love this.
I got the remedy. I know they do. I know they envy me. Feet on the floor. What they gon' say now? We came along from last place, bottom to top of the fast pace. Out of this surf, I get touchdown. I take a loss, get it back 8. I'm in the gym putting numbers up. You're never there, you got bad traits. Never excuses or cover ups. Learn from the losses and bad breaks. Green light, let's get it. I'm the future, I'm in it. Check score, I'm winning. Green light, let's get it. I just win, 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 win. I'm on 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Green light, let's get it. I'm the future, I'm in it. Check score, I'm winning. Green light, let's get it. I just win, 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 win. I'm on 10.
All right, so that's been it for today's video. I hope you were able to see some of the differences between the modifiers, what they do, and hopefully that information can help you when you're doing your next studio shoot. Thank you so much, Ella, for gracing our screens. I hope you will return on the channel again. All right, we'll see you guys in the next one. Remember, don't ever give up.
I need like 2, 4, 5, 6 in them rings. I'm talking back to back to back like 23. Green light, let's get it. I'm the future, I'm in it. Check score, I'm winning.